Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing New Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We will start with Team 1 on the northeastern side, and then we'll end with Team 2 on the southwestern side. Starting off with Team 1's frontline player we have in Royal Blue. It is Prugler. He's playing as a Aeon for this map. He is a 1200. To his east in Chevy Crimson, we have the Siren of Chickenslav. He is a 1700. Rounding off the midsection here for Team 1, we have Caine. He is a Siren as well in Snow White. He is a 2000 rated. Moving northward, we have the Aeon of Playing 33. He is in Light Oak 10 as a 1700. And then rounding off Team 1, we have in Imperial Gray, it is Yojih, also playing as an Aeon. He is a 2100. He is not only the highest rated player on Team 1, he is also the highest rated player overall. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 0 UEF. They have 2 Sirens, 3 Aeon, and 0 Seraphim. So again, no UEF tech and no Seraphim tech for Team 1. Moving on to Team 2's frontline, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Clinch. He's playing as a Siren for this match as a 1600. Moving to the middle here, we have in Blood Angel Red, it is the UEF of Aranei. He is a 1900. He is tied with somebody else on Team 2 for the highest rated player on their team. And to his east, we have in Regal Purple, it is the Aeon of Monada. He is a 1800. Moving on to the backline here, starting in the rust color, it is Lou. He's playing as the one and only Seraphim of the match. He is a 1900, tied with Aranei for the highest rated player on their team. And I will note that Aranei is the only UEF in the game. And to his west and northwest, it is Psychoad. He's playing as a Siren in Barbie Pink as a 1600. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, the one and only of the game. They also have 2 Sirens, 1 Aeon. Yes, that is a 2. And then they have the one and only Seraphim as well. So all the factions are represented in the game, just not on both teams, because at least Team 2 has 1 of each of the factions. Team 1 is focusing more on the Siren and the Aeon technologies this game. And for these 10 players on the map, before they scoop it all up, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 14,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it 1.4k mass per player. It is worth going after, especially this nice, pretty much 1,000 clumpage. If you zoom out far enough, and it's about that in the little canyon area there to the northwest. In terms of other hotspots on the map, in terms of reclaim, there really isn't anything over 250-ish. I mean, like I said, there's a little bit of reclaim there. There is a 300 kind of dotted over there to the northwest, but not really a big clumpage else than that little set in the middle. So players are, well, actually scratch that. There is some reclaim in the corners where players can easily grab it, but anything to fight over is going to be in the middle, which we do like to see and encourages more calm action, or at least more action sooner rather than later. And in terms of the additional mexes on the map, we'll take a look at Team 1 side this game. There is a Trimex position that we see Chickenslav headed for. We do see a clump of mexes in the southeast, probably just be owned by one team, maybe even just one player, just because, again, there's not really any distance between them. There's another Trimex position that Chickenslav has already grabbed. There is also a nice little 5-star mech position, I'll call it, just because there's really nothing else nearby, and it's on a different plane of existence. Trimex position here, a quad mech in the northwest, and then I think that's there's another Trimex position here. It's hiding in all of the Snow White stuff there. So there are some mexes to be grabbed outside of main bases and exterior, one-off mexes, that sort of thing. And there are some mixes to be fought over in the middle. Not a lot of them, but there are at least a few that might make or break the game depending on who has them. But at least as of right now, it's probably not going to mean that much, but we'll see. In terms of comm distributions, it looks like it's going to be 2v2 in the southeast between Team 1's Prugler and Chickenslav versus Team 2's Monada and Lou. We do see in the northwest, it looks like it's going to be Team 1's Yojih Playing 33 and Caine versus Team 2's Aranei and Psychoed. We do see that Team 2's frontline player of Clinch has actually decided to go into the pond. He is a Cybran, so that does benefit him for having that torpedo upgrade online sooner rather than later. He doesn't have it online just yet. Looks like he's going to reclaim that nice little sliff, which is going to try to get out of range, which it will, but it is going to be not be able to stay there long term, shooting at the comm, at least for the time being. So it looks like it's going to be 3v2 in the north in favor of Team 1. Maybe even Aranei won't join them, so 3v1 in the southeast. It's going to shape up to be about a 2v2 with those reinforcing comms of both teams moving in, with the frontline comms of both Chickenslav and Monada moving in to intercept. Looks like Monada getting a little bit more of the momentum in his favor. He's already getting a facility to get some more engineers online for reclaim, as well as some PD to try to secure said reclaim. So nice moves there. Gets, again, the facility to get the engineers online just in case his first ones die, and then another PD to protect said investment in engineers. We do see a couple of bombers go after the units in the pond. Those engineers trying to assist with, again, just getting a lot of subs online. No frigates yet. And again, in a Team 1 phase naval game, or at least section of the game, I mean, frigates are nice. Again, they can attack ground units and whatnot. But again, torpedo-only subs are very nice because frigates don't have torp defense or torpedoes on board, so they can't fight against the subs. We do see Team 1 torp launcher is online, and we'll eviscerate those remaining subs there. So unless one team goes for T2 tech, it's kind of just subs and frigates, which can't really interface. At least the frigates versus the subs interface with one another in the frigates going after the subs versus vice versa. We do see Psychoed is inbound with gun. We have gun almost done for Caine. Gun being worked on for playing 33. He is Aeon, so it's split up between the range and the speed upgrade. First Comm action has been at least recorded by the caster over here to the northwest. I would not be surprised if shots were traded between Chickenslav and Monada. I just didn't see anything, so apologies for missing that. Yojih coming in to assist with the comm just to act as a nice little bullet sponge while Caine gets the upgrade online. Range is also started for playing 33. So once he's done with that, I think this position is going to be taken for Team 1. Team 2 has already reclaimed theirs, it looks like. Did that very quickly. And the reclaim is favoring Team 2 ever so slightly. Same with a mass per second, but not a terrible amount. Shield started pretty early from Monada. It is the basic one, so 8,000 hit points for him. Stealth started for Chickenslav. And then Team 1's additional player, Pruegler, is in the pond right now. I don't know if he'll build an upgrade or not, but as of right now, he's not. Torpedo has been started on Clinch. He does have the gun upgrade online as well. I don't know if that gun actually helps with torpedo. It might. I don't think it does. I don't know. I don't know if that torpedo upgrade actually is affected by the gun or not. So, I don't know. Who knows? They'll started for Caine on board his comm to the north. Looks like Oblila Sabrance is actually in the observer role this game, so you'll be seeing his name pop up a lot with every single one of those upgrades that will be mentioned in that chat, the automated messages. At least the starting of the upgrade, not necessarily the ending of it. We do see advanced range started from Monada, so Aeon Sniper Mini Tank is soon to be online for him. There it is. And Chicken only has stealth and gun on board. He is going to go for nano to try to get some additional hit points and regen going. And we do see stealth also started for Caine in the north. So a little bit of comm action, but not actually a whole lot at this point. Gun now started for Team 2's Lou. Again, he's focused on air production. He has T3 air online already, and his backline player of Psychoed is going for land, so no air for him. Team 1 is a double air. It's only one air for now. T2 air also online for Caine. So we might see a secondary air player. Not from the player I would expect to see it, but he does have T2 air. Somebody has T2 air else there, back there. Regardless, we do see Lou still going for the upgrade. Team 2's Monada slowly pushing in. Couple of rhinos probably aren't going to feel good here soon. And stealth is done in the north for Caine. I will note I did have some dental work done today, so the left side of my face is still kind of numb, so if my voice sounds a little weird, it's probably from that. It sounds fine to me, but you never know. Hearing the sound of my own voice when I talk is one thing, but hearing the sound of my own voice when it's recorded and played back to me is a completely other thing. So just be aware of that. Southeastern corner, we do see Team 1's Chicken tried to get a nice little sneaky little facility, but yeah, that didn't go very well. So that facility is ran over, and now his a little bit of resistance in the southeastern corner is nullified. Again, Team 2's Monada is pushing in. I don't think he's aware of the comms presence, so that might be a little bit of a concern. He does have speed and advanced range and shield, so he does have hit points and a little bit of extra range to play with. Maybe Team 2 sees him in the pond. Nope, they don't see him in the pond. And so he is going to be unnoticed for the time being. We do see Team 1's Caine moving along that little thin cliff valley thing. And then we see Playing 33 going at it with Psychoad, Aeon versus Cybrin, gun versus gun speed / range. So no advantage there. But the advantage does go to Psychoad just because of the 2 bricks there. We do see a couple of Obsidians try to block the path of the comm, but aren't able to fully do that. So Playing 33 is probably happy about that. But unfortunately for Team 2 Psychoad, we do see Caine is inbound. Again, it's gun versus gun stealth. So unless Team 2 spotted him and then maybe forgot he was there or something. I did see a transport over top, so maybe they saw him. But here comes those couple of bricks. Caine is maybe going to get some veterancy from this. He's at 1 star already. Overcharge almost kills off a second instantaneously. He's at 1,500 out of 2,200. 1 brick would probably be more than enough to deal with that. We have ASFs inbound to kill off interceptors. And now we have a destroyer waiting to stretch his legs on the edge of the water there, going after those couple of mexes there to the north. We do see shots between Monada and Chickenslav, but Chickenslav taking a lot of damage, though. He's at gun nano. He's now on 1 star vet, closing in on 2. He has 1 brick online. That other one, that's a loyalist, got killed off. Looks like Chickenslav focused on the units to try to get some more veterancy. He's almost at 2 star. Needs to be careful, though, because he can easily get overwhelmed here. Needs to be careful he doesn't overextend himself. And it looks like he's back under the surface. He's going to probably go in and out for a little bit, so I'm going to try to keep track of his comm for now. Northwest corner, we do see Team 1. It's really hard to push the scroll wheel in and scroll with the scroll wheel, so apologies for the awkward little scrolling. But now we have Playing 33 and Caine. And I think I'm going to have to slow things down because we do see Chickenslav is losing hit points constantly. Psychoad is losing a lot of hit points here. Hoplites have trained in on that comms location. Oh, is he close enough to kill off the remaining Hoplites? Kills off most of them. And Team 1's Caine is left with, 7,000 hit points. Playing 33 didn't really take a lot of damage from that. And then the eastern side, we do see Chicken, again, is in the yellow. He has a transport coming to pick him up, it looks like. And Monada is over here as well. So Team 1 scores first blood against Team 2, and it's now a 4v5 in Team 1's favor. Missile is inbound. Playing 33 is not moving, and that's almost a snipe. Is the brick going to be able to seal the deal? Oh, one more shot from the brick would have killed him, but it does not happen. Overcharge killing off another hoplite brings Aranei almost up to the 2 star vet. Here comes the transport. Gets Chicken out of there. Hunted by some interceptors. Gets landed and gets the heck out of there. Team 2 is pushing on Navy and has now knocked out Team 1 entirely from Navy. Team 2 also has a nice little bit of Sparkies being built. Love to see those little field engineers on station. We do see more and more of them are being built all the time, just to add a little bit of build power and a little bit of DPS. Not a lot, just a little bit. We do see shield started for Playing 33. This is risky because if Team 2 spots him, that is going to be a kill. Bombers are inbound, most likely for that comm. Yeah, they're inbound for that comm. Shield is progressing. Actually, it looks like they don't drop, which is a little odd considering they either would have killed them off or pretty darn closely would have killed them off. And those bombers are shot down pretty easily. We do see Aranei going to launch a missile. Heavy shield has started, so he gets 8,000 additional hit points on board. Caine moves just in case he's the one that's hit. And now Playing 33 is hit. He's got to get out of there. Bombers are inbound, killing off all of those Team 1 engineers. And now there's a decent amount of bombers over the top. Caine. Playing 33 and Caine don't look too great, but specifically Playing 33. Here comes those bombers. Needs to watch out for them. Again, the shield will absorb a little bit more damage, but not by much. And looks like some interceptors mop up most of those bombers. It was a lovely, almost counter kill for Team 2. They just can't make it happen yet. Chicken is actually back over here. He got transported all the way over here and is now walked all the way back just to get a little bit better of a fallback position. Looks like, and give him time to regen. He's back up into the 100% department, and 3-star vet on board. Monada is actually at 5-star vet with the, again, the basic shield online that the Aeons can get at least. In the southwest, don't see any comms back here yet for Team 2. Team 1, we do see Pruegler's back here. Pretty much Chicken is back, and it looks like Yojih he's hanging out up there. Nothing really crazy nearby that could protect him. There are a couple of destroyers that could go after him, but again, I think he's fine for now. These mixes are knocked out flying. Team 1 is losing the eco game. It's about 150 or so mass in Team 2's favor, so divided between technically 4 players now. Closing in on 40 mass a second. Eastern side, we do see Monada getting hit by more and more Cybran comm fire. And we do see the overcharge does actually hit the Harbinger shielding a little bit. The bricks helping to focus on those T3 units. They're not really too concerned with the T2s and T1s yet. They just want to deal with the bigger ones first, which I don't blame them. Again, the Obsidians have a lot of shielding on board, so it is a little bit more annoying to chew through, specifically compared with the Harbinger. But the Harbingers and the Obsidians don't have shielding. Does Monada have power to run all that? Oh, he's almost about out. And there he goes. He is out of power. That is not good. Definitely needs to keep that situation active at all times, because again, he's getting more hit points from that shield. And if he doesn't have the power to run the shield, that upgrade kind of is useless, to be honest. Because no additional hit points means what's the point in the mass cost? We do see Zappers being built. It's going to try to work against the Governors, but these Salem's going to say absolutely not to that. And that little base for Team 1's Caine will be eliminated here shortly. T3 started for Pruegler here in the middle. And we have Chickenslav over here pushing back Team 2's force. And he's getting, again, nice veterancy. He's up to 4 stars now. These bricks doing very well for themselves as well, at least some of them. Overcharge hits the column of Chicken. Monada still has shield, but he's going to lose it, I think, pretty quickly here. It's just a huge back and forth. Team 2 definitely wants a kill in this game to try to make things a little bit more even in terms of hit points. And just constant death. Oh, the column blocking a couple of shots for that Harbinger. Chicken is in the yellow. He's almost at 5-star vet. Some units trying to block at least for the comm of Monada, at least as they try to move back and forth. The forces now pretty much whittled down to T2 for the most part. There's still a couple of Harbingers remaining, but actually a lot of the forces in general are gone. Chicken is now up to 5. Is he at 5-star vet? He's not at 5-star vet yet. He's almost there. And Monada is still pushing. There's a couple of PD emplacements nearby. There's that 5-star vet back up into the green. And again, it's 16,500 with, again, a shield that isn't online yet versus Chickenslav's 20,000 with 98 hit points a second regen. And now, essentially, at this point, it's going to come down to how fast can Chicken eliminate the hit points on Monada. That, honestly, is going to help. Strap Bomber got immediately annihilated by those ASFs from Team 2. And there goes the air fight right next door. Another bomber is inbound. Going to drop the comm significant way. Chickenslav is just going to take the damage from the comm's destruction. Air fight is won, most likely by Team 2. And there goes the kill on Monada from Chickenslav, heavily assisted by Yonagi. Is it Yonagi? Yojih's 2 bombers. Looks like he maybe tried to steal a third. Tried to steal the kill with that third one, but that's more kill confirm than kill steal, or kill secure if you want to use the same initials. Strap Bomber will be shot down here very shortly by Team 2. There it goes. That's pretty close to Team 1. Shouldn't be too bad to recover. There are actually engineers immediately here to reclaim, which is definitely a benefit because they're right here, but they're not going to be there for much longer, it looks like. And now it is a 5v3 game in favor for Team 1 still. That APM deficit is definitely going to hurt Team 2. I will note, though, that it's double base for 2 players on Team 2. That's a lot of eco to go around. Lou is at 800. We have 2 players on Team 1 that haven't cracked 100 yet. And maybe yet would be the not opportune word. Looks like he has some power issues. He probably actually would have be cracking 100. And then Caine has lost some mexes on that western side. So he probably would have been close, if not at 100 by now, if it wasn't for that. We do see Cruises still inflicting TML annoyances. We have a nice little siren, almost a governor. That's why my brain was like, no. Western side, Caine is pushing in on Aranei's territory. Gun missile and T2 on board that comm. So he is standing on the front lines, but it is riskier and riskier as time goes on. 25 minutes on the clock. We do see a couple of those Zui are able to land on Team 1 side of the map, but the artillery said absolutely not. Killed off most of those forces, and we even see Lou just sitting here with them. And that could have, well, that was definitely an artillery piece and had that miasma quality to it. Hasn't reloaded yet. TMD still being built. There's lots of cruisers moving in to try to deal with just a couple of mechs positions, but Team 1 says no thank you. Constantly launching those flares up into the air. We do see those Zui are going to slowly push forward, but I don't think that's going to matter a whole lot. Again, Prugler is there. 2 Zui aren't really any big deal to deal with, at least for a comms perspective. Couple of bricks down the southern side here for Team 1's Chickenslav. I almost said somebody else's name. I don't know why. He's the only... Well, I guess the other red player is Aranei. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. And Aranei's AFK says, Psychoad, I don't know about that, but he just made a comment. And it looks like, actually, he is sitting there. There's a couple of Harbingers inbound. There's the comm. He's moving now. Shield is still online. Overcharge comes in, wipes out that first of 3 more Harbingers. And a couple of hoplites make it through defenses. Not a lot of them. Maybe going to target those T3 mexes. That'd be, again, 27 mass, even if they take out just one of them. Bricks split up in the south for Chickenslav to maximize coverage. And there is a Whaler hunting the other one. Does get that last T1 mex at the last second, but it is a T1 mex, not a big deal. And we do see hoplites. I don't think they have enough. They are killing off actually all of the mass storage. Now, that doesn't matter a whole lot. But at T3 stage for mexes, it is 9 mass a second. Again, 18 versus 27 just for having those mass storages. So that actually does make a difference. That is a single ring T2 mex at that stage. So it does make a difference. Nano repair started here for Clinch in the pond. And Team 2 still launching those missiles at Team 1. We're getting T2 artillery online. We can see that from Team 1. Trying to deal with those units staying put in the ponds, which eventually won't be great. There are a couple of bricks that have made landfall. Prugler probably should just use his comm to intercept with that. I mean, to give them some veterancy, or at least try to give them some veterancy from that. We have air expansions for Team 1. Yojih is actually building a secondary air grid with some shielding, which I love to see. Team 2, any surprises for now? Bugs started for Team 2's Lou. I don't know about that. I do like this interesting formation with a shield, some hives, and then a ton of stuff around it. Essentially, I think that's the maximum range of the hives, at least most of them, I'd imagine. So you can heavily assist construction of ASFs or bombers or gunships or whatever else. So it's a nice preset. We'll see how useful it is, but you know, if he's using it, it might be useful enough. Bricks versus Harbingers. I mean, just based on HP alone, it's favoring Team 1's bricks, but yeah, now it was technically 5v4, now it's 5v2. So yeah, that's not good for Team 2's return on investment. There is a bug already online for Team 2, however, so there is that to consider. And now we have more Zui landing here from Team 2, and again, that T3 mex is honestly dead at this point. I mean, there's really no saving it. There's the indirect fire from the mobile artillery, and there's also the missiles raining in, which definitely did not help things at all. And looks like the last of those Zui have been dealt with by Team 1's Prugler. He's almost up his way to 1-star vet, but he's still working on it. Couple of bricks land here on the northern plateau. There are some bricks here for Team 1, and no PD yet. There's actually a cruiser doing the best it can to maximize or get the most out of its range on board that cruiser class. And the bricks here for Team 2 might just be too much overwhelming power for Team 1 to deal with. And again, another Zui drop. Harbingers are actually a really good unit to use to counter against this because they fire pretty quickly and they don't do a lot of overkill damage. For, you know, how much damage they do per shot relative to how much HP that unit has. Kind of like a Percy, just one-tapping a mech marine. Way overkill. Way overkill. We do see a GC is online for Team 1. Is that the first land experimental of the game? No, there is one down here. So maybe that was the first one. Another bug online. Megawith online for Team 2's Aranei. So we are starting to see more experimentals emerge from either the ponds or the land, or both. We do see Team 2's forces continuing to push. Again, the eco is going to be a big difference. 800, 900 mass a second in favor for Lu. Everybody else in the game is below that by a significant portion. The only player, semi-close is Yojih. And then if you want to count at least halfway there, it's Playing 33 and Aranei. And Chicken, technically. Everybody's numbers keeps jumping up and down, but now we see eastern side. We have a nice little couple of set of strats shooting at the... Ooh, that was a nice clumpage of Harbingers he just killed off. Oh, that's another nice clump. Nice grab there. Bug is inbound to try to again snipe away at those bricks. And speaking of snipe away, that is definitely overkill for just a couple of bricks. 3 strat bombers. We do see another air fight emerge here, and it is heavily won by Team 1. He took that loss very personally and went absolutely not again. Cloaking is online for Chicken. I don't know how close the upgrade was to being finished, but he's definitely glad he got that upgrade. Frontline is collapsing for him. Again, doing some decent damage to that GC's hit points. Team 2 is not aware of that comms presence, at least they haven't made a note of it just yet. And once a spy plane comes over top, I feel like he's dead. But for now, he's not. ASFs are over top to assist. And there are a couple of strats to maybe drop some hit points on the GCs at a bare minimum. A couple of bricks still raining in. But Team 2 is just still pushing. We do see western side gunships trying to deal with the Harbingers. The GC is dead. The bug is also here. So I'm kind of surprised the ASFs aren't over there from Team 1. But again, he's probably focused on trying to protect the comm from any sort of spy planes. Megawith is online. Now that is going to be more than enough. Now the Chicken again is at 5-star vet and way more so at 40k killed. And at 32 minutes on the clock, Team 2 has lost 2 players, being Moneta and Psycho. At Team 1 has lost nobody yet. Yet being the keyword in that statement. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, I don't know why you haven't at this point. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. All of that YouTube thing that YouTube loves to see. I really appreciate it. YouTube likes to see it, so it promotes these videos anymore. So thank you so much for the continued support. Watching, liking, subscribing, all the YouTube things. Again, every little bit helps regardless if you do all or none of it. So thank you so much. Or at least hopefully you're watching at a bare minimum. You don't have to do anything else, but I'd appreciate anything else. On top of that, we do see laser has been starting here for Chickenslav on the eastern side. Slowly progressing, but he could have laser commander shortly. Cloaking laser commander. And more GCs, more GCs, more GCs for Team 2's eastern front of Lu. And again, Team 1 and Team 2 probably have thought about how they're going to end the game, because it is 33 minutes almost. And I haven't seen any plans to end it. Yeah, a couple of bugs are nice to see, but that's not going to end the game. It's going to maybe annoy one team, or maybe focus something from Team 2's air rather than going for more ASF or whatever. But they are trying to do something. Donut has been started by Yojih. Again, I think I kind of actually like the Almasop bomber, but utility-wise, it's 100% the Tsar. 100,000%. Just the long-range missiles on board alone are very, very nice. Strats going after the Megalith. It is about 33% hit points remaining. Strats are getting another bombing run in. ASFs are waiting. They're holding. They're waiting to be given the order to push in. Again, another 15,000 damage dead. And Team 1 is not maybe going to wait for it. I don't know. Looks like they're going to maybe try to deal with it before they end up pushing in. But we do see ASFs are online for Team 2's Aranei as well, just because he has his own gunships. That kind of makes sense. ASFs aren't able to intercept those strats. There's one ASF there, but probably not enough to deal with them. And this will be close, but no cigar on the kill. 5,000 mass. 5,000 mass. 5,000 hit points means that they need 2 bombers, and maybe even 3, because maybe we'll go for 6 before those bombers get another run in. And speaking of Megalith, there is a GC and a Megalith here on the eastern front. Missiles are inbound. We'll see if they actually hit. There goes the Megalith. There is a new one inbound, though. And the missiles will rain in on Team 2's parade because they were fired by Team 2, but they don't end up destroying anything. We do see northeastern side. Is it just the one bug? Well, the one bug, one donut. It's just the one donut, but it is done. There's another GC there from Team 1's Prugler. Again, looks like he's gifted everything bar a couple of mexes over to his teammate. He might leave, or he might just say, hey, I'm kind of done with this game. So, yeah, and just kind of leave it at that. We do have a nuke online for Team 1's player playing 33. That is something that could end the game. Most definitely. Team 2, we have a couple of SMDs, actually more than just a couple spotted around the map. Nothing big plans for ending game, artillery, game ender, that sort of thing. Nothing yet. But we will see if they end up going for something like that sooner rather than later, which definitely should be the case. Try to go for one thing, not 1,000 things, because you're not going to finish 1,000 things. You'll finish a couple of things, just not 1,000. And GC is heavily damaged. There goes the air fight. Team 1 is going to win it again, I will note, just because there's just so many more ASFs, and the bugs actually come to say hi. Don't know why they did that, but they did. And there's another bug dead here for Team 2. Lots of reclaim to grab, but that is not looking good here for Team 2 in the air department. Because that's a lot of ASFs to be a deficit on. Team 1 is currently sitting on 200 plus, which means they own the air. Team 1 owns air, which means not that they can do anything in the game with air, but they can do a lot of things. Galaxies are slowly whittling away Prugler's old base. I mean, he is being constantly bombarded by Team 2's naval forces, but honestly, the only problem with this pond, I like it that it's in the middle of the map because it does affect a portion, but again, well, that's the wrong player. That's how much it can affect. Not a whole lot. And even Team 1's Prugler's old base gets hit a little bit, but not as much as maybe Team 2 would have liked. Which kind of makes that more of a mass sink rather than anything else. So maybe we'll see him switch over to other things. Both of them, actually. But yeah, Aranei is maybe trying to spend some mass. No, he's stockpiling a little bit, so doesn't really need to build any more naval units. Team 1 is continuing to dominate and punish Team 2's air. They're just not going to take no for an answer, it looks like, from Team 2. And ASFs continue to try to go after the bigger fish, and this time it doesn't work again. I will note that there are some there were some AA units, I guess, underneath. They're not there anymore, but they were there. Oh, look, they're over here. There's some Redeemers over there to the west. That donut has already lost its shielding. We do see not really a whole lot going down for both teams as of yet. No one's been dead in a while. No one's been killed in a while, so it's kind of odd to kind of see just no deaths for some period of time, especially when the early game was a little bit more explosive than the game is now. But a lot of players are staying either in the ponds or in the main bases or somewhere secure. They're not really venturing out and maybe encouraging the other team to go say hi would be the opportune word for it. Team 1, they are getting hit by some missiles. Is that going to be E-Storage? Oh, nice little conga line. Nice little cascade of E-Storages for Team 1 to witness. Team 2 to witness, but also destroy. Cover says Chickenslav, and I hear some explosion. Looks like it's an SACU from Team 1's Caine. Killed up by the whalers. Don't know if that's going to provide a whole lot. I don't know if he built the wrong things, but there's a bunch of stealth fields being built up there. No idea what that's about. Team 1, the nuke is almost loaded. Is Team 2 aware of it? Yes, they are. So they probably planned SMDs. It's probably been a thing. We have ASF slow poking into Team 2's territory. Team 2 did go decent air coverage in terms of AA. So it makes the advantage for Team 1 not as good as maybe they initially thought. And here's the raw. That is not what I wanted. It's still not. Stop switching to Prugler. A little bit of chunk there. A little more chunk there, however. And Prugler actually control K's, seeing that the gunships were inbound maybe for his comm, or just they were over top of him, decided to try to take that opportunity to kill him off. And it kind of worked. I think some of them died. But Caine, I mean, he's dropping into the red. A couple more gunships remain. We do see some AA was spammed up in the midst of that, but I don't think he's going to get out of there. There he goes. He is killed off by Team 2. Maybe double kill, maybe just a kill with an unfortunate accident. I don't know, but both of those players are gone. It's now a 3v3 tied-up game at 38 minutes on the clock. We have a Billy Nuke inbound on the western side, outbound from Aranei, which, again, he was building missile in T2 anyway, so that would make sense. He's the only UEF in the game. Team 1 does not have UEF tech. Hits and makes contact with that shielding. Boom! Kills off all those units. Nuke is inbound, so the bigger brother of the Billy Nuke is inbound. And we will see what he ends up targeting. Because, again, the first nuke is usually the most important nuke of the game. And it looked like it was going for that T3 naval headquarters, honestly. And we will see if the SMD is within range. I think it is. Barely. And it's also barely not within range. It depends on what side. But actually, he lands it short. Kaboom! Wiping out a couple of battleships and aircraft carriers. Nothing too crazy. One megalith probably will survive the onslaught, but Team 1 does lose 3 GCs for it. Not worth the trade. And the megalith from Team 2's Aranei trying to actually body block, or was trying to body block the shots from that mega, or from the GC to the mega. And that's not working out for the time being. We do see Team 1 on the eastern front has an artillery piece. Second one is already in the yellow. Chickenslav trying to end this game fast and quick. And I don't see anything else crazy happening for Team 1 yet. Team 2, do you have a call or a response to that? No. No nuke, no game ender, no artillery, no nothing. So that is going to favor Team 1. Again, it looks like he's targeting SMDs, trying to knock those offline and ensuring that the nukes from Team 1's other players, specifically playing 33, make it through the defensive line. Air power still growing for Team 1. Actually, not by much. He was at 220, and was on 210, which makes me focus he's on other things. He does have a donut, though, so take that into your calculations for mass. He has his own artillery piece. That would explain why he doesn't have as much mass, or sorry, enough mexes. And the second artillery for Chickenslav is halfway done. And in terms of T3 artillery, where they currently are placed, everything within the yellow ring can be influenced by Team 1. So it isn't an all-encompassing ring for Team 1, but it is a decent ring. And there are a couple of experimentals online for Team 1 down here in the southeast. That GC will eliminate that mega, maybe get some veterancy, maybe it won't. But that'll be the end of that GC's life, and there's no 2 experimentals inbound from the east. That's not looking good for Team 2 at all. 41 minutes almost on the clock. We have transport dropping off units again. I feel like Team 2 has done that a couple of times now. Looks like they're going to get a little bit further in. And unfortunately, they try to go for the furthest in, and they get none of those forces to drop. Unfortunate. Looks like they were all Team 1 Zooies, but again, it was better than nothing. You might as well have 30 or 40 Zooies running around your opponent's front line than not. Another Billy Nuke. Nope, no, the SACU dies over there to the west. Looks like it was from Team 1's playing 33. And in the south, there comes the GC, here comes the Mega, and there's actually another brick force on the southern edge there that's barely in frame. This eastern side is not looking good. Team 1 is now the de facto leader of the game for Eco. I didn't mention that, but I just noticed, I guess. Second artillery piece is also online for Team 1's Chickenslav. I keep wanting to say Aranei. I don't know why, because it's red and Chevy Crimson or something. I don't know. But 2 artillery pieces plus another one. 3 of them targeting, I would assume, SMDs. Probably not going to live much longer for Team 2, so that is not looking good. They need an answer to the nuke, so they're just not going to have any answer at all. And this might just be the start of the beginning here for Team 2. We have a GC targeting the Mega. That Mega is, of course, retaliating, and the Mega to the north is helping out. Bricks are still doing a decent job of just adding numbers to the fray and being annoying. Lots of bounces in the area, preventing just Team 1 fighter bombers can come in to say hi, so nice counter there. And now we have the Megalith for Team 2 being ignored by the bricks, focusing on the engineering prowess of Team 2's Clinch, so he can't build as many Megaliths as fast as he wants, at least for now. And then Team 1, you building another artillery piece? No, they're building a Soothsayer because why not? And I feel like at this point the game is starting to maybe favor Team 1 a little bit. We'll see if the game does end up going that way or not. 42 minutes on the clock. And Team 2 sticking with it. Nobody else has quit, departed, whatever else may have happened. But we will see what happens. It can always change. And the air fight between both air players, I mean, it's about dead even. It's tightly packed for Team 1, so it's kind of hard to tell. It will favor Team 1, but he did take a significant amount of losses in the air fight. He's actually down to only 87. He was at 2 something, so that does make a difference. ACU is heralding the arrival of the Megalith from Team 1, bringing good tidings of great joy. And this is a desync, but I felt like this game was in a position at this point to where there really wasn't a whole lot left that Team 2 could do, given the fact that, look at that, Escalation has been started. We have a Salvation that's obviously been started. It's already in the yellow. There's the other artillery piece, so there's 3 of them. We have the western side. It is back and forth. That would be a vector that Team 2 might be able to use. But again, Team 1 has the numbers for eco. It's 2.3 to 1.4, it's about 2.4 to 2.3. So it is a lot of eco to be ahead, and the remaining units kind of dotted all around this area, being slowly rounded up and destroyed. Megalith getting pretty close to one of those mass FAF farms. 44 minutes on the clock. Team 1 Nuke? No, yep. Team 1 Nuke inbound. I don't know where it's going, but it's going somewhere, and it's not going to feel good if it lands. Maybe reclaim related, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's trying to avoid, again, the just SMDs that'll be over here to the west. There's one here, but there isn't SMD here anymore. And actually, the Nuke lands short, going after the naval vessels. Kaboom wipes out a couple more battleships. Team 1 is getting a little bit more breathing room on the Navy side of things, but I don't think they're going to get back in the Navy anytime soon, however. So there is that to consider. Oh, and I hit a macro on my computer. Did not mean to do that. It like helps me boost up the sim speed when I'm making sure the videos work and whatnot. I was like, whoop, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Artillery is still raining in from Team 1. And as a reminder, that artillery cannot hit everything in this game, but it hits a lot of other things. I mean, essentially, it's the Rigard Slot player's base of Lou, and then I think that was Psychoad's starting location. Pretty much everything else is within range. It looks like they're targeting just more and more mexes. I mean, that's been knocked offline now. 45 minutes on the clock. We have Strat Bombers inbound, so maybe, again, it's still desync before this. And is the AA going to be enough? I don't think it is, to be honest. I don't know if they were targeting the artillery or the Scathis or something, but yeah, maybe the SMD, but they needed maybe half a dozen more bombers to even just make it close to that or closer to that. Maybe drop the payload or two. But that's just more reclaim for Team 1 now. Look at that nice little chunky reclaim there. About 15,000 or so mass in Rex. Again, the middle base here for Prugler has been constantly denied in Control King. Outbound from Lou. He's kind of done with the game at this point.
Strategic launch.
And Nuke is inbound from a sub from Team 2's player of Aranei. Nuke sub is online. And there is an SMD. It is not loaded, and there's also a secondary SMD that also is loaded. So there is the... Oh, they both fire... Maybe it was a desync issue. That was odd. But both of the SMDs fired. That was YOLO, says Caine. No, it wasn't. That is odd. And obviously, they're still witnessing all the stuff and whatnot happening. I'm like, what the heck? What was that about? Yeah, it had to have been because of the desync. That made no sense. Missiles. Oh, no. Oh, no. It wasn't a YOLO. It was 3 of them firing at the same time. So it looked like a YOLO. Really YOLO, says Chicken. I mean, there isn't one, but hey, maybe that's a good way to fake out your opponent. Says Caine. I mean, they could look at what Team 2's up to. That was a actually lovely play. Didn't even realize there were 3 of them there. None of them, of course, have a lot of boost in veterancy just because none of them landed the nukes. That was like that. Usually it's just the first 2 that fire. It's not like they missed. And there goes Clinch. He control case. He's just kind of seen that the game's not really going his way. But it does give the rest of the everything over to Team 2's Aranei. It is a 3-1 advantage in favor for Team 1. He's being attacked on the northern side and the eastern side, and he's being hit by artillery down the middle. There is a Salvation that's online, and then a Scathis that has been started. And between that, the Nuke, the 1 artillery here, and then the 2 of them there, that's 4 artillery pieces plus a Nuke. Unless he has a game ender hidden somewhere, that's probably not going to be enough, to be honest. And a lot of this stuff has been knocked offline infrastructure-wise. He is slowly beating back the forces from Team 1. It's a lot of T1 to T3 spam. And it looks like maybe they found him at this point. Oh, yeah, they definitely know he's there. So he is being shot at. That's never fun. And the AoE on board the Salvation is not good enough to be able to, or wide enough to be able to actually hit the comm. But it is going to annoy him at a bare minimum. In the middle of the map, we have a nice little megalith looking over at those naval vessels and saying, why are you doing this to my people? Why are you shooting at us? There's another one of those plan Bs. There's 3 of the aces and 1 plan B. And maybe we'll see another set of nukes launch. I don't know, though. GC is down for Team 1 to the north. Megalith barely even touched in terms of hit points. Nuke is online, hasn't fired yet, and honestly could easily fire and blow up the comm if they really wanted to. Kill this with artillery, says Playing 33, talking about the AAs. He kind of try to do... Oh, he's going to maybe try to do a donut play and just sit over the top of him. Maybe that'll work. Team 1 Scathis is progressing, still being worked on. More SMDs. They are prepping in case it was a YOLO, and again, it wasn't, but... it's just one of those things where you could maybe fake your opponent out. SMDs are being targeted. I think Team 1 definitely wants to end this game again. It is unfortunate about the desync, but I felt at the point that the desync happened, it was very heavily leaning in Team 1's favor. Now there's an argument to be made. There's a non-zero chance that Team 2 could have won. But, I mean, given the way this, again, the Salvation was already under construction by that point. There was the 2 artilleries plus the 1 plus the Nuke. And the Scathis was also thought about at that point. So, I mean, it wasn't really looking good for Team 2 at that point, and it's just looked worse and worse as time gone on. Looks like most of the SMDs are offline at this point. It's only going to take 1 nuke to just eviscerate that comm. We have a donut over the top of the megalith. We have some AA in the area, though, from some bouncers. So there is that. 45 minutes on the clock. Nuke is inbound. Does not land near the comm. Looks like it's targeting... Oh, no, that's from Team 2. Never mind. I thought that was from Team 1. Are those 3 of them again? Again, Team 1 has been loading SMDs like it's going out of style. There were 3 of them there. Oh, there's... Is there 4 of them there? But the nukes, they don't break through. Well, there's 3 of them, and that one didn't go with the other one. That's odd. Yeah, that's YOLO, says Caine. They're going to try to find it. No, says Chickenslav. It's Navy nukes. And there goes the comm of Aranei. He's running. Does Team 1 see him? That's Team 2. Does Team 1 see him? No, they don't. They're just shooting at whatever they're shooting at. And just happen to be sitting roughly next to where the comm was moving. The donut is shot down by Team 2. 52 minutes now on the clock. I mean, the naval nukes, pseudo YOLO nukes, are not really working out in Team 2's favor by any means. That one's loaded, that one's loaded, that one's loaded, that one's loaded. I mean, they're loading decently quick. And this one up here to the north has to be loaded. Nuke is twice loaded here for Team 1's Playing 33. He could just carpet bomb the rest of just the everything. But look at all this AA, though, from Team 2. We have 87 Cybran T3 installations. And do we have any more non-Cybran ones? I think that's it, to be honest. So much AA. We have also a decent chunk of Continental transports just hanging out as well. And artillery's still raining in from Team 1. I just don't think there's much that Team 2 can do at this point. I mean, yeah, they have an air grid down to the southwest. You know, they have some facilities on the front line, but not a whole lot. They have the naval nuke situation, but honestly, it's not really working out for them. It's just taking a while to load. He's spending a lot of his mass on it, of course. He's at 1.1k just by himself. Team 1 is almost 3 times that amount. Oh, excuse me there. 3 times that amount at 2.8 to 2.9. And does Team 1 know where he is now? No, they still don't know. They're just shooting at whatever they can shoot at, mexes and whatnot. And Glorious says Obli, and the replay is over. So it just looks like there's just an eventual just being done with the match at that point. But I'm going to say Team 1 had that at that point. It is a unsatisfactory kind of ending because the desync probably didn't help things at all. But like I said, it was one of those games where it was favoring Team 1. I mean, that Scathis was, close to half online. Multiple bugs being built in online salvation. Nuke also online for Yojih. Yojih. And also the Nuke online over here to the west. So there's a lot of firepower. Team 2 just didn't really have much, and the eco advantage is there. I did like the sub-nuke play, though. But it wasn't enough, and that's just kind of where it is at that point. There was one loaded, but the other 2 were not. But there were plenty of SMDs loaded at this point. One there, almost one there, one there, one there, and one there. So more than enough to protect against it. So let me know down in the comments who you felt deserved MVP, or if you thought maybe at that point that the desync happened, Team 2 could have won. Again, like I said, I was leaning towards no at that point anyway, so I thought, I'll cast it and see what everybody thinks. It is nice to have kind of a different game happen, kind of speculate, that sort of thing. So let me know. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video, and I will see all of you in the next one.